Well, a busy next 24 hours here in the weather department. A lot to unpack with the severe threat that we do have, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. As you can see, partly cloudy skies over Perry right now, a little bit more of a break in the cloud cover, if you will, than what we have up in Macon, and gusty winds out of the southeast at 14 miles an hour right now. So current temperatures are rather warm. We got low 60s further to the north and low 70s further down to the south, but feeling nice and spring-like today. So for the remainder of the day, enjoy the nice weather before we kind of get really nasty out there. So as you can see, gusts already up to about close to 30 miles an hour, and these are going to remain prominent over the next day or so. The only difference is instead of coming from the south and southeast, they are going to shift and come from the west with our next weather maker. So satellite picture once again, a couple breaks in that cloud cover that we are seeing right now, but going to be a mostly cloudy afternoon, but dry until we get into the after sunset hours. So I want to go ahead and preface this right here, a bit wet after our rainfall so far this week, but I would bet a healthy amount of money that we will be in the very wet column come around this time tomorrow. So as you can see, only about roughly 2 inches above our average for the month to date right there. So flood watch, this is going to exist for almost all of central Georgia right here, with the exception of a few of our southeastern counties, but we are seeing models trend with heavier rainfall further down to the south, so this could very well change as we get throughout the afternoon today. But all of this right there in the green going to be at the risk for flash flooding. So excessive rainfall outlook as well. This is probably trended further southward now, and I'll show you that in just a second with our rainfall amount totals on our future view. But as you can see, moderate excessive rainfall outlook already in place for some central Georgia counties, something we don't typically see here. So for today, we are in a level 1 outlook as opposed to a level 2 that you do see right here. We're really looking at the effects of more severe weather, damaging winds, the possibility of a tornado or two that will exist tomorrow in that level 2 threat for central Georgia. So let's go ahead and time it all out. As you can see, the rain entering our western counties by about the 7 p.m. hour tonight and really becoming very prominent further inward into central Georgia as we get into around to the 9 p.m. hour, and that existing until we get to the midnight hour right here. Pretty heavy stuff. You're seeing a lot of orange, a lot of dark red right there on our future view model right here, and that's going to exist until we get into about the 3 a.m. hour, maybe a little bit of a break trending in our northern counties as we go throughout the overnight hours, and then by 7 a.m. tomorrow, really trying to veer on off, but you can still see our southern and southeastern counties going to get a clip of maybe a severe thunderstorm or two that we are going to monitor, these kind of lagging cells that are behind the main swath of rain right there. But the good news is by about 4 p.m. we are clear and all good to go, even going to see some peaks of sunshine after we do see all of this rain, and that going to exist until we get into Sunday morning as well. A bit of a cool down though, as you can see, temperatures starting out around 43 degrees in some areas on Sunday morning, and then getting on up into only the low 60s as we get into the heat of the day on Sunday. So in terms of the amount of rainfall, as you can see, the locally heavier amounts are trending further down to the south and the southwest, about almost 6 inches in Cordele, but everyone else still going to see anywhere from about an inch all the way up to about 2 to 4 inches, which I think is going to be the number or the range right there that will exist for most of central Georgia. But in terms of instability, something we are going to monitor with these thunderstorms, that is very low right now, so that is the good news. So for your weekend forecast, you can see tomorrow going to be nice and warm, but that rain chance in the morning and the thunderstorm chance will also exist until we get into about the afternoon hours. And also, reminder, spring forward, you are going to lose an hour of sleep this weekend, unfortunately. But then a brief cool down as we get to Sunday, but much nicer weather that we do have in the skies. Partly cloudy skies will exist all day. So here's your 7-day. There's that brief cool down as we get into Sunday, and then we're creeping on back up to the 70s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 78 even by Thursday. Very spring-like as we get to next week, and finally a dry period after we get through this rain today and tomorrow.